So hello everyone, welcome to the class. My name is Dennis and today I'm going to be your teacher. So welcome again. And today we're going to talk a little bit about the education. But first, I have like a short activity, a short warm up, and it says, which one are you? With that I mean, uh, how are you as a student? Are you the studious one, or are you the curious? Or are you the creative? How are you? What are you? One of the options as a student. For me, for example, I would say maybe I'm the curious one because me as a student, I'm always curious and asking questions. So, what about you? Which one are you? So then we have the topic for today, that is the education in Colombia. So here we have some information that what is the education here in Colombia, real information, okay? So and then we have some data about, of course, the education in the country. So for example, we talk a little bit about the public schools, the universities, even the internet access. So there are some data that are important to know about the education here in Colombia. And then we have the education in the world. How is the education in the world, like in general terms? So we have the primary education, the secondary, and some of the global challenges that they may have in many countries. And then, so we have the information, okay? And then we have some questions for you to answer orally. You need to speak, you need to open your microphones and to talk. So the first one is, do you think the education in the country, in your country, is accessible to everyone? What do you think? It is or not? I'm going to give you some minutes to think about it, and then you are going to answer and to share your ideas, your opinions with me, and of course with your partners. So then we have another question that is, what are the challenges for quality education? So again, I'm going to give you some minutes for you to think about it, and then you're going to open your microphone and tell me your answer, your ideas, your opinion, okay? Then we have another question that is, what does equality in education mean? Equity, sorry. So I'm going to give you some minutes for you to think about it. Maybe equity is da da da, and before that, I need you for you to give me your answer, okay? Opening your microphone and speaking because it's an speaking activity, okay? And then we have this activity that is my favorite, and you need to imagine that you are the Minister of Education and you need to improve the education system in your country. So you you are not a student at this moment. You are the Minister of Education, okay? And your homework, your task is to improve the education system in your country. So what would you do? So you have three options that you can see in the screen. The first one is increase tuition-free schools. The second one is create more scholarships. And the third one is provide computers for all the students. So what are you going to do? You need to choose one of these three options, and then you need to give like an argument on why you choose that option, okay? For example, me, Dennis, I'm the Minister of Education, and to improve the education system in my country, I will create more scholarships. Why? Because I'm going to give you my idea and why I choose that option, okay? Is that clear? Do you have some questions? No? So I'm going to give you some minutes for you to think about it, and then I need you to give me the answer speaking, okay? You don't have to write it. Well, you can write it, take some notes, but when I'm going to ask you, I need you to speak to me, to tell me what are your ideas, okay? Well, the next activity is to think about your ideal school. So think about what is your ideal school. Uh, in your ideal school, you need to create everything, okay? There are some sentences that you can use to guide you when you are think about your ideal school, okay? For example, my ideal school is so maybe my dream school has scholarships, maybe it's an example, and they have more hours to learn, maybe. The teachers are, what do you think? How are the teachers in your dream school? The classes are about, ta, ta, ta. What are the classes about in your dream school? At my school, students can, your ideas. So at your school, at your dream school, your ideal school, the students can, what can the students, okay? And if you want to add more information or more ideas, feel free to do it, okay? There are some guide to you. So I'm going to give you some minutes to think about it, and then I need you to open your microphone and tell me what is your dream school or how is your dream school, okay? I need you to listen to you. Well, for the next activity, we have a word wall. So I'm going to click in the link and we are going to do a short activity that it's about some questions. So it's charging. So let's start. Tell me the number that you want. Okay? For example, you say, teacher, I want the question number 4 to open, and there is a question for you. So, do you think all children have the same opportunities to study? What do you think? So you need to answer that question because you choose the number of that question, okay? And then you are going to speak to tell me your ideas, whatever you want, but it is about this topic, this question. Do you think all children have the same opportunities to study? And for the next students that want to participate, they can choose another number, whatever the number they want, but they cannot have the same number that the student said before. For example, the 4, they don't have to answer that because they is not there anymore, okay? So for example, teacher, I want to answer the number 6. So I'm going to click and you need to answer. For example, it says, the 6th says, what would you change about the education in your country? So you need to answer that question. You need to open your mic and answer that question. And then, so when we finish, with that activity. It's all for today. So thank you for being here. See you next time, and I hope you like my lessons. Bye bye.